I'm back on channel. This I think I kind of follow up to the other one I made recently about how about like the certain resources and books you can use to learn Latin, I guess you could say in 2026. And here I've compiled the books that I have right now that I'd 100% recommend if you ever want to try and learn. So, the first book I'd like to recommend is this book. Yeah, it was made by Hans Oderberg, like I said in the last video. As you can see, I am almost done with the book. Just like one more chapter and I'm done. And yeah, the way this book works is that there's no English in it whatsoever. The way you learn is that like I can actually show you on the very first picture. Uh yeah, so you see here, beautiful, beautiful pictures, especially in the colored edition. Yeah, first it'll show you like the pretty basic stuff, and then as you get more and more immersion, it'll slowly get progressively harder as you learn and learn until you are able to, not in this book, but after I think the second book, because this is actually part of a series, after the second book, you will be able to read most unadapted classical texts. Now, second book, as I said, I actually have it. I did not start this one yet. Yeah, this is a completely different beast as it's much more hard than the first book. Then another book I'd like to recommend that I also have is this one, not made by the same author as the first two, made by a different person. This is actually a book that's supposed to go with this original series as a supplement, and this is about like Greco-Roman myths. So like you see here yeah, you can see all. I'm pretty sure you can see all of the names over here. Yeah, pretty cool. I haven't started this one yet, and yeah, this one's also a supplement. Actually made by the same person actually, and the way both of those books work is that they're actually supposed to be used like as you read. The original Orange book. So yeah, this one. So for example, this book. Oh my god, this book is supposed to be read throughout the first half of this book, and then the other Greco-Roman ones are supposed to be read during the second half. However, you can choose to read them however you want, because after all, I mean, there are supplements and they are still helpful. There are some other books that I don't have that I would recommend. For example, made by Orberg again, Exercitia Romana, which is actually an exercise book for this original first book. And what you can do is that they have exercises that are tailored to each chapter, each like chapters of this book. And whenever you hit certain parts of this book, you can go to the Exercitia Romana, search through there, and then you can see the exercise that's meant for the chapter, and you can learn like that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it from here. As for other things you can buy that I don't have, there's this pretty interesting I guess you could say Latin novella I've heard about. Pugno Bruti. It's about this. It's I think this like a murder investigation story. I haven't read it myself. I've only like seen like the summary, but yeah, I heard it's a pretty good one. There are also other books I guess you can see online other than like Hans Orberg. Different others forms of Latin books that you can get. But this is still like, I mean, not only is it like, I mean, this is still like the golden standard, not because it's golden, but yeah, because like most people found this to be the best way. There are actually like grammar books that I guess you can buy, like Wheelock's Latin and others, and you can buy them if you want, but yeah, you can just like but these kinds of books, yeah, this book especially, and the other ones I have already have like grammar stuff in there, and there actually is a popular way you can learn with grammar translation books and these kinds of books that I've heard online called the Ranieri Dowling method, which is basically where you memorize all the grammatical paradigms first, and then you go on to read like either this or ancient Greek books, because this also works for the ancient Greek language. So yeah, that's something you can do if you want to buy the grammar books if you want. But personally, I think like just for a beginner, only this book is like enough. And like I said, you can get like the second green book if you want, and like the other two books of Sojo supplements. But that's pretty much it.